Start streaming. Guess what I did on New Year's Eve? I went over to AliExpress and I bought a bunch of stuff to try out toys from China that might help us. Haven't you always wanted to do that? Well, December 31st is your last day to get those business expenses on the books. So I was doing that to reduce taxes and thought I would share with you guys the results. So we've got a bunch of different toys that have showed up. Some of them, like this thing, I don't even know what this does. It doesn't seem to have any purpose, so we're going to try to figure that out. It's a snow day, so Mark and I are here, and we are trying out this stuff. So what we have here is the thing that I bought. This thing I thought sounded cool because the hip thing that all the microsolderers want to do is reball CPUs. I don't know why, because if you are reballing CPUs for data recovery, that CPU is almost always dead, almost always cracked, almost always electrically damaged. But why not? It's a good skill to have, and that seems to be kind of the hip new thing that everybody wants to do. So this is my first toy that I got. That's going to be this video. So let's see. It looks like, I thought it was going to be bigger than it really is. I thought it was just a new stencil for reballing CPU, and I wanted to give it a try. All right, so that's what we ordered, and this is what we got. We got this cute little doohickey here. Let's see if we can pull over the side cam. Let's see if we can wake up old side cam. Here we go, side cam. All right, so this is what it is. This thing was $106, which is a lot. And it has these cute little, they look like, I don't know, some kind of like chewing gum stick or something. Come on, you can't focus on that. Hello, focus, focus. You're not going to focus. How about you? Can you focus? It's cute little thing like that. And then these things come apart, so they're held on by magnets, and they come apart and look like this, sort of in two pieces. Now let's look at one under the microscope. So under the microscope, how are we going to get to under the microscope? Yikes. Ooh, we got to click off the browser. Where's the browser? Can I find it? There it is. All right. This is what they look like under the microscope. So it's not a stencil. It looks like an egg carton. Focus. It looks like an egg carton. So I had no idea what this was. So my first idea is, hey, maybe it's something where if you are working on the top SDRAM reballing but you've already done the CPU reballing, maybe you could sit the CPU in here. You know, for example, let's see if there's one laying around. So this is one of the 6S's that we've been working on. So I thought, and maybe this is still going to be true, this is the one for 6S. Maybe you do this, maybe, that you could kind of sit this that's already been reballed in here, you know, so that it doesn't mash up all your balls when you work on this top layer. Maybe you could use it for that. I'm not really sure. So I decided that we needed to go on a hunt back to the ad to see what the heck were these used for. And this is what I found. This fun video. Wait, did it work? All right, hold on one sec. Not great. Okay.
Not great, but not
All right, so eventually I went on the listing. Here's the listing. Let's make sure that that's following me. All right, here's the listing. I had no idea what it was, so then I said, okay, let's click this link. Link goes to some kind of video that doesn't want to play. PPD plant tin artifact. All right, so I Googled that, and I found another video for the PPD fertile tin mold full range demonstration. Now I like this one because it comes with the cool I think the music, this is like the music, the Chinese music really kind of makes you feel like you're, in the reballing mood. So we can watch what they're doing. So and then we're going to do an episode of Nailed It. Have you watched that show, Mark? Nailed It.
No, but I know the concept.
You can guess exactly what it is. So we're going to do an episode of Nailed It with this thing. So what it looks like they do is they put paste in the little stencil, and then, this is pretty cool, then they align the chip, and then they put it on a preheater at 220 degrees Celsius with mystery paste. That's the thing. China has a bunch of different pastes, and they all have different melting temperatures, so you kind of have to guess a little bit. All right, so they put a little blob, I guess, of paste. Gotta turn that down. There we go. Just a little touch of China. Wait for that to melt, and then in theory, you have kind of reballed your chip the fertile Tintin mold full range way. So we're gonna give that a try.
You end up with about what look like maybe half balls.
All right, so if you want to just get to the end result, Mark just tried one, and let's see. Let's go to the result. All right, so this is what, A8.
Yeah, A8 SDRAM.
All right, Mark's A8 SDRAM. They're really tiny. They seem like super tiny. I'm not sure they could.
They're very small balls.
Mark, I think your balls are too small.
If you look at them from the side, it's kind of just on the edge of what might work.
Those are tiny balls, Marky Mark. You got small balls, bro.
Yep.
I don't think that those balls are gonna. And there's too much warp in this RAM. I don't think that's gonna work. Well, try it, see what happens. It's super tiny. All right, so did it make all the balls? I mean, if so, that's pretty cool.
It did make all the balls. They're just not as even as they should be.
Yeah.
Or as big.
Yeah. You want to just do it with a stencil real quick, and then we can compare this one, because I'm going to use this thing.
Yeah, I'll do it with a stencil during the 10 minutes, 15
during
minutes
your
it's
break.
gonna take.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
We're going to be at that for a little while.
Okay, let's see. Just like a box of chocolate. Mystery box. Yes, this is a bunch with everything you don't need. Yes, we got a bunch of stuff from China that we're going to have to do the same stuff, which is figure out why the heck, what was I thinking when I ordered this? I'm sure it's what it's like anytime something comes in the AliExpress, guy. What was I thinking? Why did I order this again? All right, so here's my RAM. I'm doing A9, iPhone 6S. So this is my RAM that I've taken off that I think is ready to reball. So this is an already cleaned up RAM. So let's take a look at it. This is the good old A9, and let's see. What do you guys think? Is it ready to go? I like this one. It's really nice and straight. It doesn't have a whole lot of warping and cupping. It seems pretty good. I'm happy with it. You know why that is? Because it didn't come from a phone that was a data phone. This came from, some other phone that was here for long screw damage or something else. And so I think that when you see all of these videos where people are like, look at this guy changing CPU, I'm going to bet you that 90% of those videos are working phone transfer to working phone. So they're not the jobs that you would actually want to be doing this stuff for. All right, so this is my RAM that's all cleaned up. The only thing that I've done is I have tinned over the pads with Mystery China Paste #1. Mystery China Paste, white can of paste. Now this is the can of paste that you get from China that we think has the melting temperature of about 150 degrees Celsius. So we've been trying to look up and find what the source is. Mark thinks it's the kind with just bismuth, no silver. So that one we're not sure about. But this is the one that is really, really useful for your iPhone 10 middle layer reballs. This stuff really makes a huge difference. So that's why I'm trying it on this job. So playing with paste. All right. So now we're going to take the A9 doodad. Here he is. He's so cute. Magic stuff. Yes. I don't think I'm going to get big balls. I think I'm going to get little balls. I think these things maybe make little balls. Like this one looks like it's just got like a mistake. Whoops. I think I'm going to keep in my background my little music of China. I think that goes with this stream. Yes, I'm going to keep that. All right. So they just look really tiny. All right. So on this one, I have used a baby condom for putting on my paste. I love using baby condoms because, your finger just kind of really helps to know when things are even. So I use the baby condoms all the time for any of my reballing work. Baby condoms, available at iPad Rehab Supply. Buy your baby condoms today. Lots of uses. Also, keep your baby from impregnating other babies, just as a side effect. All right, so I've already put my paste on here. So I guess that I'm going to just grab that little ram. Where did he go? And we're going to put this together. All right, so this seems legit. All right, so we're going to just stick him down here, I guess. Oh, wait, I think in the video they put the... Who knows which one of these Chinese characters means top RAM? I'm going to guess this one means top RAM because that's pointing down, maybe means bottom, and this one means top. Don't know for sure. I'm going to go with that. All right, so I think that they put the little house on top first. And then they stick the chip in there like that. And that really kind of, that does like have absolutely it's super snug. It doesn't have any room to move. So I'm going to kind of press it down. All right, now I'm going to put a little like blob, a little dab will do ya of this same stuff on here. Everybody likes baby condoms. And this is really just our towel. I will say, I'm going to do more of these sort of like, tool review stuff. I am liking the gold new ones of these guys. Not for picking up chips, but for getting that underfill out of there. The slicing ones of those have dominated as my new favorite over the tweezers. So you'll see our new favorites coming on to iPad Rehab Supply. And the things that we think are dumb, you will not see on iPad Rehab Supply. You will see them in the trash can out back of the dumpster behind iPad Rehab. Okay, so now, I guess, according to the video, let's click over and see the video. Let's find the video. In the video, here we go. Is that, can everybody see that? Yeah. Yeah, hey, we're just at the same exact spot. In the video, they have it at 220 degrees. So I am going to set my preheater to 220. Now this is my calibrated preheater. And then we're going to just stick it on there, see what happens. I do like how it's, made. Like, it doesn't, slide around or anything. It seems really form-fitted. Okay, now it's on there. Let's watch our blob under the microscope, shall we? All right, let's watch for blob melt. All right, let's see. Tiny balls, mystery jizz, baby condoms. Perfect night for my first time watching Just Alive. Hi, Ron. Mark, did your paste melt this fast? I mean, it's not formed solder yet, but it's kind of thinning out. How long did it take?
It took a little while. I don't know. I didn't time it.
Alrighty.
Didn't seem fast.
Didn't seem fast. Okay, nice and slow. That's what everybody likes. All right. Hello, Mr. Bailey is me. Bailey is me. Let's see. Who is Bailey is me? Let's find out. Fertile tin mold. Full range demonstration, folks. Alrighty. Mr. Bailey is me. Are you doing another one with just a stencil?
I'm doing the same one.
Oh, the same one? You mean you just wiped off your balls?
Nope, I stuck it in with what was there, and then I filled up the rest of it with more paste.
Okay, sounds good. Well, this is pretty cool to watch. It's like some kind of alien egg sac about to give birth. Whoa, that is so cool. Did you watch yours? The miracle of solder paste. Look at that, folks. It looks like this is your brain on a hot plate. This is your brain on RAM. Woo! Look at that. Wow, like perfectly timed to the Chinese music. All right. Well, that means that our balls underneath have equally formed the same way. So I'm going to hit off on the heater. So now it's got to cool down. So the cool down part, I kind of missed that in the video. But I'm going to go with it. It's going to need to cool down for a while. Let's see if we can kind of move it. We're going to just sort of slide it off the edge of our thing. Did you dare to take yours off, Mark? Let's look at the side
Yeah,
cam.
I did.
Like when it was super juicy?
Yeah, it was still liquid when I took it off.
Look at that. We'll just put it down right there. All right. And now, how long do we have to wait? Now we'll chat. We'll chat. Share with us, chat. Who thinks that they would really like to come take a master class at iPad Rehab that was all about your changing your CPU, reballing, all of those, things that are fairly popular in China. I've been talking a lot to folks in China, and it's really interesting. One of the thoughts that I had, we just did a piece on, let me get this right. We just did a piece on my banning from the Apple Support Community Forum. I got banned again on my, you're not supposed to have a second username, so eventually they figured out my second username sounded a lot like the stuff my first username was saying, so I got banned again, and that was really fun to have that happen while the news people were here, so that was super fun. So we'll see if that comes out. But while we were thinking a lot about this right to repair stuff, the Apple's decline and missed sales targets that caused them to miss their revenue targets, and Tim Cook delivered his message where one of the things that he cited was, you know why that is, folks? That's because sales are down in China. China. Now, what's special about China? You know what they do a lot in China? Fix phones. And I think there's a big cultural difference between here in the US and China, which is that in China, it sounds like those guys see the late model under warranty phones right out of the gate. So people in China trust and expect to be able to repair their phone. It's kind of like if if someone close to you works to put the phone together and people around you work to make parts for the phone, then when your phone breaks, it seems like what the thing to do is to just go by somebody that who can fix it. It's just a lot more accepted rather than here in the US. We have all of these sort of cultural, don't you dare open your phone. The inside of the phone is not to be touched by human hands. It's got to be in a fume hood with a white lab coat on, and it's got to be done by the geniuses of the Apple Store. You're going to break it. So I think that China is way ahead when it comes to repair because they're seeing a lot more cases. We're like a year behind. We don't see we're not going to see an iPhone XS and all the things wrong with the XS Max. We're not going to see that until they're all out of warranty for that first year. Let's see Mark's balls, shall we? Let's inspect Mark's balls. Ball inspection for Mark Schaefer. Mark Schaefer reporting for his second ball inspection of the day. All right, here we go. Okay. Well, let's see. Lovely weather we are having in Rochester. Oh, yes. All right. Mark, your balls have grown.
Yeah.
You've been working out? Do your balls lift, bro?
I've been cultivating mass over here.
Mark's got some massive cojones. All right. These are a lot better. I like your balls, Mark. They're clean. They're shiny. They smell good. And they're just the right size.
That did make using the stencil a bit
easier,
yeah.
Okay, I like that.
So maybe this has a use as a
yeah. Well, I mean that's the thing. That's really legitimate though because the RAM is the bendiest thing there is. It's super thin, and it's wide. And you got to use this big stencil, which is gonna want to warp. So something that kind of like makes that really uniform. All right, so this is what Marx did using a stencil and paste, conventional technique, stencil and paste, after doing his little preheater dude. So this one is the A8, so he was doing this on iPhone 6. All righty. They smell amazeballs. All right, so should we open up this one or not? So we're just gonna wait until the little canary ball of solder is not, liquid, which it's not. Do you think it's safe to open it up?
Yeah, the top one's hard, the rest of them will be.
All right.
Probably.
Huh. Why is there a bunch of solder balls here on the side of this sucker? Huh. Was yours really hard to split back open?
Yes.
Okay. So is mine. All right, red thing is off. Did you have to stick an ice cube on it to make it pop out?
No, I just worked my
professional fingernail.
X-Acto blade up along two sides of it until it popped loose.
Is that how you got that sort of your mask is gone on some edge of it? Or was it always like that?
No, that was it was still a strip of black.
All right, I'm going with just clean it with alcohol until the flux gives up. And then, yeah, mine sucks. Jeez, mine did nothing. Ta-da! Wow. Massive fail. All right, let's see. On mine, I have some tiny balls. These are just way too tiny. All right, so I have some beautiful, way too tiny balls around a lot of it, but then nothing over here. And let's look back. Yeah, and I got a bunch of balls still left in this thing. How do you even clean this out? Those are tiny balls. Yeah, so it balled up tiny balls. But they didn't stick on my stencil. And there's my other lost ball. If I wanted to, if there were only a couple that were lost, I could. Okay. I could grab them out of there and kind of put them on one by one. So, my feeling on this on the fertile method. The fertile Tintin plant method, these just make balls that are too tiny. And for $106 for the set of I think it's just 6, 6S, and 7. That's all. That's what this came with. Yeah, A8, A9, A10. Waste of money. Don't buy it. What do you think? What's your opinion?
I'm undecided on whether or not it has a use.
Really? You would still rather do this? So you found it that much easier to do your stencil.
Well,
all right.
I'm waiting to see if it's any easier with the CPU, the bottom half.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Yes. All right. I'll take it back. You still got a chance, Fertile Method. You're still in the running, Fertile Method, because the bottom, the actual, reballing of a CPU. Yeah, this is a blank CPU, right? We could do this one. Yeah, let's try one. Yeah, reballing a CPU, even if a bunch of them don't stick down, the trick with these is that it's really tough to work with heat, paste, and a stencil that is always going to warp because it's so large. So, yeah, if it can make a CPU kind of sit in the stencil, then that'd be fine. But as it is, balls are way too small. Let's go ahead and see what happens if we kind of conventional reball this, though. Let's see if we can do that. All right, not worth the money. Can you use a thicker stencil to get bigger balls? We're not using a stencil at all. We're using this tool as it comes, which is like an egg carton. It's not a stencil. It's an egg carton.
If
Let's
the
look
divots
at
were a little deeper.
yeah, exactly. But you can't alter that. So this ball size.
A lot of time.
Huh?
If you have a drill press and a lot of time.
Jesus, hell no! Are you crazy? You sound like I could see why you wanted to go to China. You wanted to like be a. You sound just like a guy who would do invention-y kind of stuff like that. All right, let's see though if it makes it easier to do kind of so you left your balls in there, and now we can try just a conventional reball. Let's look at this. I miss my music though. I'm gonna put it back on.
Wait, is that playing through the channel too?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna get automatic.
No, I'm not. This is not copyrighted.
Yeah, it's copyrighted by them. They're gonna file a thing.
No, they're not. This music is elevator music.
For Chinese use only.
Yes, thank you, Yuku. Let's go back to this. All right. I don't know. Some of these are kind of like a little bit of a middle finger on here. All right. I'm not sure that is. Yeah, that's not clean enough. So let's go ahead and look. Everybody on chat, you get to watch Jessa wick something. Jessa's gonna use some copper braid to clean my stencil. Let's see. I wonder if it works better the second time around. That's a good thought. Maybe it's kind of like you have to wash the factory coating out. Yeah. Mark, didn't you do it twice and didn't it work better the second time around? Did you do it twice or not?
I did it twice, but I didn't prep good enough the first time.
Okay. Or did you?
No, definitely didn't.
Alright.
The CPU is mostly reballed now, but it's still missing a few.
It's mostly reballed, but it's missing a few. Is it like reasonable that you would place them by hand? I mean, if it's only a few, I don't mind doing a few.
Yeah.
I don't mind doing a hand job.
Really, it's 2, but I'm also not convinced that the balls that are there are big enough. So I think
Even with, oh, right.
I would still want it to go into a stencil.
Yeah, we'll put it in a stencil and see. Like, that's the question is it kind of like a an easy little pre-step or unnecessary. I think really the secret to CPU reballing is becoming, just like anything else in all of board repair, really getting to know any tool. You know, it doesn't really matter. It's just becoming simpatico with whatever it is that you use all the time, so that you know like all of its little ways it likes to be. Okay. All right, so Matt Gorman Smith says that he is a CNC machinist. Yeah, Matt, make us some tools. Hook us up. Yeah.
CNCS one of these that's got
Yeah, CNCS, a little one of these doodads that's got big balls. And call it the Magnum, the Matt Magnum. That is not fitting in there. See, like this stencil I have not used at all, ever. Oh, I can't see any of that. I'll have to make it like that. There we go. Alright, so up there, that's the row that has never gotten anything on it. Let's see. Alright. C-pop like J-bop. I find it funny that my boss wanted me to watch his channel and it's just ball jokes.
Whoops, sorry.
Highly professional ball jokes. Plus, sounds like China in here. Can't deny that. Alright, let's see. Okay. So now, baby condom. Oh, China, settle down. You're getting too annoying now. I gotta make it. I gotta turn that down one notch. Okay, here we go. That music gets too excited at the end, I think. All right. We're gonna rub one out. There we go. I did wonder, like, you know, there's always like big differences. Like in China, do they have Bounty paper? Like what's like the standard paper towel in China? Do they use like Kim wipes for this? That's what I'd like to get, because this has too many fibers. I don't like this little. This is the Kleenex that I won at PTA. Did I tell you that, Mark?
You won Kleenex?
Yes, I did. I went to the PTA meeting, and they have to say, you know, like every day we pull a ticket for the kids that, you know, you get tickets in the jar for being quiet, and now we'll pull one of yours. And they pulled my ticket, and I got to go to the prize table. Man, that was fun. And I was like, yes, Kleenex for reballing. That's how I got this stuff. Oh, okay. And now we're gonna pick a random temperature. Something super low. Reballing loves low and slow. Andre says, Mark, you should start streaming on your channel from over there. that would be hilarious.
I haven't figured out how to stream on YouTube from my phone.
You can download an app for that. And you should do that. Like, just take the side cam, put your phone aiming at that TV. Like, I can see what you're doing. You're using a big flat square thing to put paste in a CPU. Here, let's watch what Mark's doing. Here, Mark, didn't you say something about you didn't feel like streaming?
Yeah,
well, guess what?
I don't feel like it.
Mark, are you drinking a beer and reballing CPU?
No, that is a orange juice.
Really? Are you sure it wasn't in the iPad? You got to take some contrast off that camera so we can see your CPU. All right, let's watch Mark's CPU reball. Oh yeah, here we go. So what do you think? It was uniform, or some of them were absent?
It was uniform, but two of them were just gone.
Okay.
But I'm also not convinced that, well, okay, it was close to being uniform, but by no means uniform.
Okay.
And there were two
And they were too small.
Yeah, for the most part, they seem to.
Are you using a 3D stencil or not?
Yes.
Do you have some flux over there?
Yes. Yeah. So do the same way I did it last time. I go over it once and then I flux. And go over
Yeah.
it.
That's what I do, bro. Alright, that's driving me crazy. Alright. Alright, Mark. Report. Whoa. Yikes. Okay. Let's flow these balls. Mark does stream on YouTube. Pyro thinks that Mark doesn't stream on YouTube. He sure does. Gotta check out the Mark Schaefer channel called Mark Schaefer.
I haven't in a long time. Because it's, you know, what, we're going to have another episode of watch me take this chip off and say I'm going to put it in my chip reader.
Yeah, I've been like that too. Like it can kind of be like, you know, more of the same. And now another audio IC job.
Yeah.
And now another VCC main short. All right, let's get some flux on there and make sure we get all of our balls to drop. Whew. Sales to wholesalers and other retailers who trickle down to other sellers, which accounts for the vast majority of corporate disclosed finances stopped. That was a lot of words. I think I like the beginning part of this. We should get more like royalty-free music for streaming.
Yeah.
There we go. I like it in the calm beginning part. All right, let's knock that flow down even another 5 or 10 degrees. Ask Mark if Mexicans can microsolder.
Yes, they can.
Yes, they can. Yes, of course.
At least I have a shirt that tells me that they can.
Yeah, that's the main thing I'm excited about. We're planning we've got some master classes in the works for this year. 2019 training, we're going to be adding some stuff. And I think it'll be really, really fun just to see some folks come back. Using the little jiggle method to try to get these balls to drop down, but there are these on those sides all up. Oh, you can't see that side. And this side is all up. Hi Jessica, I'd like to know what kind of arm stand you're using. Well, I use the articulating stand, but most people don't like it.
Because it sucks.
Because it sucks, says Mark. There we go. Let's try to get this section of balls to go down.
So
Drop, 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 drop.
bottom half reball went okay.
Did it? Alright.
I think it was easier having half the balls there than it is trying to do it on an empty chip with a stencil.
Okay. Well, it did seem pretty fast. Half of these balls are still up.
Now I need to make a receiver board for this.
Alright, that's about all the patience I have for that one. Alright, let me see your CPU reball now.
Here's my two halves.
Alright, let's take a look at Mark's two halves. So with the CPU reball, he did it first in the fertile method, in the fertile mold. Your balls are good sized. You've always had this one defect, and you got two stuck together.
They're okay. I inspected them.
You did? Okay.
It's okay for them to be like that.
Alright, so those guys are meant to be like that because they can talk to each other. Alright, that looks good. Ready for install. Let's check out your other. Yeah, that's good. Ready for install.
Yeah, there's the RAM is a slightly, very small amount warped, but I think it might still be okay.
Yeah, I mean, who even knows how much, like, how much it can be loose. I'll really try hard not to drop them and run over them in my chair. All right.
Yes, please.
All right, let's see how this method went. And I'll see how I like it. So you started with your RAM. You did it once, you didn't like it, so you cleared it and started over. And then you liked how the fertile mold performed the second time, but it was too small.
Yes.
Well, I don't like how this 3D stencil has performed on this one. There's like way too many that were stuck up here. Way too many balls stuck up in the stencil. Do you have EEPROM for that board?
Yeah, this board's got all its stuff.
All right, so this method, I don't think I liked it as much as the last time I did it with just the stencil. You know, it's completely unacceptable because of that the one side that was bad. It made the stencil like super uneven. Yeah, it's just really couldn't go down in that one spot. I'm gonna call that one another big thumbs down. But I think I will give it another try. Whoa, baby condom, get off of that. A Rehat CPU tool. Nice. I like it. Did you already put those on?
No, I'm finding a board that boots but is iCloud locked.
Oh, okay. Look in that, you can look in that bag.
Yep.
The student project bag. All right, you're the man, Jessa. Yes, I like Rehat CPU tool. Good times. Okay, let's make a... Let's pop out chat. Let's pop out chat. Will it boot?
I think it might.
That's right. So pretty though. Like this is just a really like cool looking thing just in general. Just the idea of what a chip looks like when you can really see it. So cool. A lot of ground.
Okay.
What? Did it boot?
Yep, boots up, has working touch.
All right. Now what phone are you doing? Just like, did it have anything, did it start out as a data job or no?
Oh, that I got the CPU from?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a abandoned data job.
All right, cool. Is it the one with that you thought was a cracked CPU?
No.
All right. Little balls, the world's smallest egg crate. All right, so here's what I'm going to do with this one. I'm going to just see whether or not we are overestimating our idea of the required ball size. I'm going to put it back in the doohickey and let it have tiny balls. See if the doohickey can actually make even tiny balls. And then if it can, I'm just going to go ahead with that and see if that is acceptable, and maybe we're just being too picky when we say, nah, that's not good enough. All right, so here is the doohickey. We're gonna repaste it. All right, so I'm gonna clean it out since it has leftover balls. Nobody wants leftover balls. All right. Never overestimate ball size. You gotta get your ball size right on the money. And now I'm gonna braid again. 2 times in a row. Look at that.
Are you about to need the hot plate again?
Not for a minute.
I'll wait until after you do your thing.
Go get your hot plate. Wait, is this your hot plate? Did I already steal it?
Yes.
Damn it! Go get your hot plate. Yes, I will. Thank you. Goodbye. That one little ball won't come out. All right. Do you ball the board too? No, you don't put balls on the board. You put balls on the chip. This chip, however, is going on another chip. All right, let's dig out a couple of these. I don't know. This kind of seems kind of low rent. Like there's just unevenness. They're just really tiny. The egg carton part of it is just really tiny. I just don't see how it's usable. I would like to go back and look to see what are the reviews of this thing. Does anybody love it? How about you guys in chat? Has anybody tried this stuff before? All right. So, ball doohickey thing is cleaned up. We are going to put paste in it. And then we're going to let it do its thing. All right. It's the end of the world. Jessa uses braid all the time. Just not to braid pads on iPhone micro BGA. That's the only thing I don't use braid for. I don't use it for iPhone micro BGA. Okay. Now let's use the quicker picker-upper to pick up the rest of that paste. I mean, that looks pretty evenly filled and good to go. What do you guys think? Seems okay to me. All right, so now we are going to take our chip and let's look at it. Do we have any kind of surface prep problems? Let's kind of err on the side of caution here. Let's make sure that we don't have anything that is making a lift. Any minute variation in size that would interfere with natural selection. I really don't think so. Let's make it perfect. We will not be using a belt sander. We will draw the line. And let's move this sucker over. I really don't like to braid chips like this. But we're gonna give him a fighting chance. See, if you braid stuff, then you get things like that, like these little areas where the mask erodes. They're gonna give you a hard time then. But we are gonna do it. We're gonna make sure that we have everything totally flat. Real quick. All right. And we are going to count on the low amount of flux that is in that paste to be our flux. And we're gonna not add any more. All right, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful little Rammy. No reason why it's gonna not have perfect balls. Okay. Now where's our little doohickey? Here's the egg carton full of paste. Next step is to put on the little magnet. And make the piece of gum. And then put the chip in. All right, ready to go. Put it on. Put it on the preheater. There you go, buddy. 220. And let's not forget, last but not least, put on our blob. And now we're on Blob Watch. Blob Watch with Pamela Anderson. Solder paste looks slightly underfilled. A squeegee might leave it flush. Nah, nothing better than the baby condom.
Drill out that Apple logo and iCloud unlock it.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Alrighty. I'm interested in seeing what Jessa finds on the low melting temperature paste. Well, just for CPU and just for data recovery, not for general use. You need to learn how to reball with regular old 6337 for your general chips because those are going to be phones again. I really don't think that, I mean, we see a lot of phones that have had CPU reball that just fail after a drop. So this stuff I don't think is suitable for long-term use. I also think this is a total waste of time because I don't think that CPU work is really a good idea for data recovery because the yield is very low. The number of times where if you can't fix the phone and you suspect CPU problem, like this phone, like all these phones that were kind of around me. I guess they're not around me anymore. But phones that have been through a lawnmower look like a taco, you know, things that are really, you know, you've got shorts, internal crunched up, cracked up board that looks like you put it in a garbage disposal. Those tend to have a dead CPU. So you do a lot of work and you end up finding that the CPU is dead. If the CPU is not dead, then whatever's wrong with the phone, you can usually just fix. And so I don't really see a lot of utility for CPU work on iPhones. But it's trendy and popular.
That's mine, right?
Yeah. So, why not? Plus, we're developing our iPad Rehab Practical Board Repair School Masterclass. Totally impractical. Nothing practical about it. Just masterclass. Where you're going to learn techniques like this that are just to be masters and master craftsmen. That's all. May or may not be practical. May never use it. May be something that is just to say you can. So coming soon. Masterclass. Get ready. Get ready. What would you like to see in iPad Rehab Masterclass? Tell us. We've got some good ideas. All right, so now let's look what it looks like to take this doohickey off. All right, so if the ball on top is liquid, then so are all your little balls. Then we're going to let it cool down. Let's see. I'll be up to take classes soon, says you name it. All right. Yeah, so we have the plastic paste leveler, but this kind of thing. Plastic razor blade for leveling paste. Mark prefers for leveling paste to use a square tip like this, the square tipped razor blade, and I like the baby condoms, but we'll see. Drunk reballing, I'd pay, says David Rowe. Mark's drunk reballing right now. I don't know, I think it takes a lot more than 50 beers to get Mark drunk. Mark, how many beers do you have to drink in order to say, I'm drunk? Beers.
Somewhere between 8 and 12.
Whoa! Wow! You've got a superpower, man. The amazing alcohol man. He can drink alcohol. For me, it would be like maybe 3. People use credit cards as squeegees. I've never seen those egg carton types before. Yes, the egg carton types. What we are looking at today, if you missed the beginning, we are looking at something I bought here. I bought a bunch of stuff on AliExpress that looked cool. We're going to review them today. We're reviewing this thing. Most of the stuff I bought, I forgot why or what I thought that... let's look at the reviews on this. So this is what I bought. I thought it was a stencil. I was wrong. It's a little egg carton kind of automatic reballer. So far, not great. I don't know. Mark kind of likes it a little bit. Let's see. But what we found is that the good concept is great. But the egg carton is too small and the resulting balls are too little. So the pitch of the balls is too little. Let's read the reviews. PP1NG. let's see. 5 stars plus praise equals discount. You can't, like, why did I not see this before? Like, hey, if you say this thing is awesome and give it 5 stars, even if it's shitty, but if you say it's 5 stars and you say I love it, then we're going to give you a discount. Yeah. And now let's look at the reviews. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
So many people got it and they're like, this is terrible.
This sucks.
How can I get my money back? Oh, I can't. Well, I could get some of it back if I leave a review.
Right, exactly. How can I get my money back? We'll give you your money back as long as you tell everybody it's awesome. If you leave positive feedback with a good review, please contact us before your next order. We'll give you more discount. Let's see. Who has given it good reviews? Look at this. Like, nobody has bought this. It doesn't have reviews just for this product. Nobody has any reviews. 5 stars, dear friends. Where's the reviews? You can't even, oh, here we go. Oh, I should have known. It doesn't even have 5 stars. There's somebody didn't get a discount. Oh man. I want to read the review. It says, tiny balls, this thing sucks. Poor quality milling. Balls are very small. Boom. There you go. Read your reviews. Save money. This guy is my new friend. Who is this guy? What else did he buy? I'm going to buy whatever he buys. He's a smart guy. Poor quality milling. Balls are very small. Totally agree. And hit like on that. Yes. Nobody else said anything. They were like, we just want a discount. Discount, please.
5 stars, blank review.
5 stars. 5 stars. Company is good at giving discounts. All right, let's see. Are we ready to unpackage this thing? All right, so the ball on top is solid again, so let's go ahead and see if we can get this sucker out of here. All right, future student here. Hello, iGadget Screen Repair. When are you coming out? We just finished our class for January. That was tough. This was a good week, though. We had a lot of fun, even though I was under the weather for most of the days. But even still. And we had a giant snowstorm. Hopefully everybody got home. But it was a fun week as always. It's always really sad. Like, I really like the idea of having some master class or just refresher course. It's one of the things with the course that, I think if you're in, here at the course, one of the things I say a lot is we're teaching you to be phone physicians. And if you're a phone physician, then you have to kind of learn the signature problems, learn how to recognize signature problems, understand sort of the modern thinking, which changes over time. I mean, we treat problems differently as we know more. Who knows? Maybe this thing a year from now will be like, oh, you can't reball without the little egg carton thing. You just got to get the one. You got to get the good one. Who knows? Things change. And if you really are a physician, then there's this, sort of concept of required continuing medical education. And it's really kind of the same for phones. Like there's no reason to, feel bad about, this is terrible, Mark. Yeah, it's like now there's no reason to feel like, oh, I can't come back to the course. I've already been once. No, of course you can come back. Things are always different. All right, and we know everybody needs a refresher. So we're going to try to do some kind of refresher days and things like that along with the new stuff. And now, look at that. We have a few nice little tiny balls and giant expanses of the chip, which I even braided this thing. There's no excuse. So that, I think, is a big no. I'm going to continue to I'm going to add 2 thumbs down, 1 star, and the only reason I'm going to give them 1 star is because they give you a discount if you leave them 5 stars. Yeah, this is nonsense. All right, we'll let Mark over there put his CPU on, and then we'll see what his rating is. Yeah, not great. Not impressed. Steve Wozniak should sue for defamation of his name. How does that work? Can you really sue? Can you really sue the people over here? The name of this product from the video that describes how to use it is. I think this is my favorite thing. This is why I'm going to give him 1 star instead of no stars. My favorite part of this entire thing is the name of the product. PPD, fertile tin. I wonder if fertile means like egg. That's probably what it means. Egg. Fertile tin. Tin mold. Full range demonstration. Fertile tin mold. I bet that means egg carton solder mold. Fertile tin method. iPad Rehab thinks the fertile tin method is a big fat thumbs down. Or at least Jessa does. Mark, what do you think? I love it.
I would be willing to keep trying it out. I feel like there's some promise there.
All right, well, does it pass the ultimate test? Which is, are you ready? Would you get up out of your chair, walk across the room to get this tool? I would not. I would definitely not. In fact, I would rather put this thing in the trash can behind iPad Rehab and never see it again. I would go so far as to say I'm not even willing to lie and say it's 5 stars. Because I don't even want to buy anything else from those guys. Ever again.
Well, I will say that this CPU got reballed well enough that I'd put it on a board faster than any other one I've done so far.
Yeah, but you're getting ready to... I'm going to make a bet, Mark. You ready? You going to take this bet? Here's my bet. My bet is that in 1 year, you will be reballing CPUs much faster, and when I say, remember that fertile tin eggplant thing? You would be like, oh yeah, whatever happened to that? Because it will not be something that's sort of like your daily use thing.
It could be.
That's what's going to happen. Now, we had a bet earlier, and I remember at the end of the course week thinking of the awesome thing that I wanted to do, but I don't remember what it was. Do you remember what it was?
Nope.
Do you actually not remember what it was, or you're just saying nope?
I can't remember it.
It was when we were fixing that MacBook on the last day of the course. And then there was something that I wanted to go back in time. What was that? Damn it. I don't remember either. All right, I'm just kind of hanging out here to see the exciting conclusion of Mark's job. All right, let's try a different stencil on this thing, though. 'Cause I would like to get this actually reballed. Reballed for reals. Let's see. Do you prefer the 3D stencil over the 2D stencil for the RAM?
Me?
I definitely prefer the 3D stencil for the CPU.
I prefer it for both.
All right, we're going to try it again. 1 star. Still a better device than iPhone XS. That's fun. All right. Recycling bin, not to landfill. Let's think of other uses. What could you do with a thing like this? You could make really tiny ice cubes. Like really tiny. Micro cubes. Is there a market for micro cubes? Like if you want to like take a shot, but you want it to have ice cubes? Something like that. How does that still, after all that scrubbing, still have 2 things in it? For me, reballing is all about prep, just like anything else. It's all about the surface prep. Okay. All right, we can only really see one little corner of this. That's as far away as we can get with this. All right, let's try the plastic squeegee method. Not a fan, but let's try it anyway. All right, let's see. Tidy smartphone. I am a technician in maintenance of smartphones in Brazil, and here it is often advantage to tidy the cell phone. Due to the high value charged on smartphones, my question is it advantageous to get a cell phone in your country or city? Because due to the great buying power that you have, I believe it is advantageous to buy a new appliance. Sounds like you're saying, should you fix it? And the answer is sometimes, not always. Or it depends. There are a lot of times where you can make a robust repair to a device that will give it a nice long life that's just the same as if it had never been broken at all. And then there are other times, like with CPU reballing, when you have to reball a CPU, then I would say you will lose some of the stability that the device had at manufacture, and it's probably something that you want to just replace the phone if possible. But that's a matter of opinion. What do you think, Mark? Would you want to walk around using a phone that had a reballed CPU?
No.
I would not either. I wouldn't want to trust. I mean, I use my phone to take pictures of my kids, and I would not want to trust that if I, throw my phone on the bed that the reballed CPU is going to hold indefinitely. Let's try out the plastic squeegee. Let's look. I don't like that. Right, see there, this has some unevenness that I don't like. All right, forget the plastic squeegee. Let's go back to the finger condom, baby condom. Baby condom method plus paper towel. I like it better. Baby condom for the win. I like the baby condom. Let's give it a chance. Squeegee method. Let's really work it in back and forth, back and forth. About the same. Okay. And now let's see about getting this thing reballed. All right. It's the paper towel that lifts them out. Try baby condom and then squeegee. No, I don't think the paper towel lifts anything out. It really makes it really even. I mean, I think everybody kind of has their favorite way. Baby condom and paper towel is my favorite. Mostly because it's disposable. Like right now, that plastic squeegee has solder paste on it. Like I'm gonna have to clean that in order to use it again. Let's try to make it so you guys can see. Let's make it so that you guys can see, shall we? Same spot, it just is uneven right over there. And let's bring you down here. Ah. All right, now let's edit. How's it going over there, Mark?
All right.
Oh, a lot of that's okay, but I just don't love this side. Let's fix that up. Are you using low airflow and 400? Oh, heavens no. Losing low airflow and two something. 400. Heavens, no. Alright, let's go after this hard part. Let's see. CPUs are extremely sensitive, so the slightest fault can render the whole thing unusable. They are I like to think of CPUs as if they are brains, as opposed to, muscles. Oh, look at you, you're doing your NAND. All but one is good. Pretty happy with that. One ball I don't like. Well, let's get this corner straightened out. Oddly satisfying when the balls turn. Yeah. All right, let's see if we can pop this sucker out. Yeah, wow, look at that stencil on the side. It's like super warpy. All right, iPad Rehab. Hi, just a long-time listener. First-time caller. Regards to mid-tier equipment, what are your thoughts on one tool stations? Suck, don't buy one. This is the mid-tier. This is the there's no question. There's no reason to buy anything other than the same stuff that everybody's using. Everybody uses the same microscope. Everybody uses the same quick hot air station, and you can use any iron. It really doesn't matter. Don't buy anything other than that, or you're gonna end up struggling with your equipment. That's what I would say. There's no you can add words to say things like, what do you recommend on a budget? I recommend this. What do you recommend if price is no object? I recommend this. And maybe you could get a JBC, but that's really wasting money. What do you say, Mark?
Yeah, I agree. There's nothing to add to that.
Yeah, like if I were setting up a station and and I could get anything I wanted, I would get this. This is what works. If I were setting up a station and trying to save money, I would get this. This is what works. Oh, it did go under the stencil in that spot. You bastard. Alright, pretty good. One spot to edit. Reminder to yourself, return hot air workstation and buy quick. Yeah, absolutely. Blob. So pretty. See, those are like good size balls. I don't think the egg carton is gonna help us on our mission. I have an all-in-one. If I can get my YouTube channel running, I'm gonna do an April Fool's video on destroying a dead MacBook with it. All-in-ones tend to be good at nothing. Alright, let's add a couple of tiny bells. Let's add a couple of man-made balls. Where's my loose balls? Here we go. I think a lot of the really cheap stations, I mean, we thought initially when we started the course, we bought some of those ones that EEV blog Dave recommended. And when we first used them, we were like, these are awesome. Oh my God, this is great. What a bargain. And then by, I think 30 days later, they were both in the trash. So we had a little blob that we got to edit by hand. And get some pre-made blobs on here. No, you don't. Go to your own room. And ball placement. That's a little bit too fluxy to work well. And these balls are a little bit too big. So if you have like 2 or 3 balls that like don't make it out of your stencil and you can't get them out, then you can place balls by hand, kind of like that. This one I think is these are my 0.25 balls, and I think they're just too small. Natural ball enhancement. I don't even have a microscope. Then you should get one. You really can't microsolder without a microscope, and when you do, you will be just like everybody else that says, "Oh my God, I can't believe can't believe it took me so long to do that." Bad time to need to cough. Okay.
Do you have some leaded paste out here somewhere?
Not that stuff? Yes. Alrighty. Step out, check the moon. Yes, I do want to do that. Let's go home and set up Bailey's telescope. Did you see that when he had that set up the other night, Mark?
Nope. Was it cold?
I didn't see. I was with those news guys, and they were here until like 11 o'clock at night. And it was cool. Oh man. I made my beautiful section, but I stopped too short. Let's do this side again. All right, well, let's use the good side of the stencil. always pick the wrong side. Ugh. So Mark, are we done with getting snow? Did it quit snowing?
Looks like it. Hopefully they can get it all cleaned off at the airport before tomorrow.
So what time is your flight?
2 something.
So what time do we need to leave? Because I need to go to the eye doctor, believe it or not.
I think we can leave sometime around 1.
Alright, well, my eye doctor thing is, I don't know when, let's look that up. You got another guy asking you about Android chip off.
What about it?
I don't know, just wanting to know about February class and Android chip off.
Well, you took it off. So that's another one, right?
It's kind of up to you if you want to do like, you know, add on or what, but there were like a couple guys interested.
Well, I guess I don't know right now.
Okay. I think that we are burnt out from a long week of class and being sick, and that it might just be time to go to bed. Grammar Nazi. Oh, I love me some grammar Nazis.
Alright. I have my receiver board ready. Got my NAND CPU and RAM all reballed.
Great.
And both of my EEPROMs pulled off.
Excellent.
Is there anything I'm missing here?
Are you gonna do baseband? Is it faster to do baseband or sit through an update?
Well, yeah, I was going to say I took the baseband PMIC off so that
Okay.
I know that it won't be able to even ask baseband CPU, okay, what's up?
Okay.
So I guess it would have to do an update.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
All right. Man, this stencil is so bad. Like I had that whole side ready to go, but it's just so like warpy. Let's see if it can drop right there. Just right there. There we go. Alright, let's see. Ooh. 50-year-old brandy. I bet a 50-year-old brandy tastes just as much like fire or drinking gasoline as a 5-year-old brandy. Ooh. Brandy and sherry. Growing up, there was a family where the girls were named Sherry and Brandy and Jennifer. All right. Let's see. We'll tighten up some balls here. That's not the CPU that's ready. Where'd you go? Now I have to find. All right, that's this guy's hand. Yeah. Look at your hand.
Do you have any balls over here?
These are the 0.2 are big, so cut them in half. I might be able to dig up smaller balls, but. Now this one I'm interested in, like, what if you put this in the egg carton? You know, can the egg carton help you out with the RAM side of your CPU, you know? Shrinkage doesn't apply to electronics. Well, this is the CPU. So you gotta fill in your holes, but this is all just such a waste of time. Maybe if it was a 6S, I think it might be there. You might find a couple cases of 6S Plus with open line for touch that kind of doing some CPU reballing would make sense for. I just really would like to know what jobs people are doing CPU reballing for that make it such a hip hip hooray thingy. What do you think people are doing? What jobs do you think people are doing CPU reballing for? I'm gonna go with iCloud unlocking.
Yeah, aside from iCloud unlocking, I don't really have any ideas.
I mean, like, even with the iPhone 7 drilling out the RAM, it seems like CPU is also dead a lot of the time. Alright, what stencil should I try on this? I'm kind of thinking this stencil is just beat up. Let's see. Are we iCloud unlocking this phone? If we did, I'd throw it in the trash. But yeah, this would be an iCloud unlock. Did you do your NAND? It looks like you're on your EEPROM.
Yeah.
All right. This one really needs to go for a nice little ride in the ultrasonic cleaner. But we're not gonna. Alright. Comes to a channel called iPad Rehab. How much do you work on Apple devices? Oh, every now and then. What needs to be engineered is a combiner tool. How you combine the iPhone 10 board with the jig. They should have the same thing for CPU and RAM and memory. It would be a good tool.
Said the same thing in the past.
Yeah, there is such a tool. It's $10,000 and it doesn't do data recovery. It will tell you if your CPU is good or not. I was really bummed when they said, I was like, that's amazing. Is it for data recovery? Can you?
Well, I don't think that's what he's talking about.
I know, he's saying, like, could you do some kind of sandwich maker right now? Which would be great. But that tool is that. Like, you know how you could take a NAND and put it in the NAND reader and it holds in a jig? They have that same press your CPU in. It already has a RAM in there, like, underneath that you're pressing the CPU into. And it can then test your CPU just like the NAND reader. So it's kind of like that. It's a jig to put your CPU in, and then it's running electricity through it. So it's just like, how much harder would it be to have that also accept, like, just combine the NAND reader, you know, like, it's the same stuff. Like, this technology is all there.
Well, because China's not trying to recover data with it, so obviously they're not going to make it designed to put the old board in and, or, you know.
Yeah, but why doesn't China?
just
I don't
say,
understand
is the
why.
CPU
Why
good,
does it?
And can we?
Does all of China back up their data? I don't get it. Like, why is this like some kind of, you know, like, unique problem?
Yes, it's government mandated that every Chinese phone has to be backed up to Chinese servers so that the government can check and make sure that you haven't been Googling Tiananmen Square.
Is that true, Mark?
Well,
Okay. Did you read that on the internet?
ask one of the Chinese suppliers if they've heard of Tiananmen Square.
I'm not trying to get anybody killed.
Yeah,
Are you kidding me?
you
Like,
won't
ask.
ever be able to speak
I know
to
who
them.
I'll ask. The guy that sold me the stupid piece of crap egg crate thing. Hey, 1-star review. Have you heard of Tiananmen Square? This might need some. Might have some inconsistencies here. Not sure. So I would really like to have the wherewithal to edit a video that just makes it be the 4-minute video that it should be, which is, what is this thing? It's an egg crate maker. Does it work? No. Don't waste your money, you know? Let's go home and edit video.
Yeah, it's gonna be a pass for me, though.
I can't believe that you guys didn't play board games on the snow day.
Well, my boss forced me to come in here at Chinese sweatshop.
It totally is a Chinese sweatshop today. Alright, let's see. Isn't there any other kind of stencil to this? Not really. Alright, we're gonna try to use this stencil upside down and just do it little bit by little bit. Alright. Wisdom of Mark. If I had to guess, she can answer herself. 90% maybe. I do not know what you're talking about. Let's see. Atari joystick. We did. There's a Nintendo NES sitting right up there. What was wrong with that anyway?
I just needed a bunch of stuff cleaned. Like every contact where metal touches metal needed a thorough cleaning.
Did you get to play anything? Let's take
No.
that home and play some shit.
You didn't bring controllers with it.
What about the controllers that I have for the $20 one?
No, they're not going to fit.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm sure they're totally legit, like totally identical. Who would? Oh, you know what? I bet Judy Meacham would have some. Let's go over and stop by her house. I am 100% sure that she would have something like that.
I've got some at my house.
Do you have a working Nintendo?
It was the last time I tried it.
Which was 1998.
Somewhere around there. It probably needs to be taken apart and cleaned too.
When we went to my friend Peter's house, his parents have preserved their house 100% identical to the way it was the last day that he and his brothers lived there. Like no, you know, the basement still has, you know, every game they played, it has all the pieces all put away. So you can go in there and be like, "Oh, look at this. Like, remember perfection?" And the Atari is still hooked up to the TV in the basement. His parents live there, and just, you know, you can still, we have to sleep in Peter's bunk beds with a, you know, like the silhouette picture of Peter and his brothers, like, you know, the silhouette picture on the wall. Ooh. Is that still snowplows going by? Sounds like snowplow. Sonic the Hedgehog. There was a game for the Commodore 64. What was there? We are looking at the bottom side of the RAM or the top side of the CPU. We're trying to fill up, just trying to fill up the holes. Oh yeah, same thing happened to me that happened to you. Totally effed my. I forgot that I had done my reball already.
Yeah,
Ow! My CPU
isn't that
reball.
really frustrating?
Yeah, it was a perfect reball
Yeah, you
on my
have to do
CPU.
top side first.
Yeah, I thought I had done the top side, but I guess I've done like so many different CPUs today that I'm not really, honestly, even sure which CPU goes with which one. Like, I'm not really sure. I might have swapped this one. Does this one look like I already did the top layer? Yeah, I kind of think I'm supposed to be working on this one. Yeah. Where did this one come from? Yeah, there. Like this is, too many trials of different things.
The bottom half of the CPU, does the dot go towards the top of the phone?
Let's check in on Mark over here. On an 8? A8?
Yeah.
Let's find out. Let's find out.
And that is like the dot on the CPU die goes in the same place as the dot on the RAM, right?
Yes. All right, iPhone 6. Isn't it A1? A1 is pointing to the flash.
Okay.
So what have you got on that phone so far?
Everything from the donor besides the
Did you
CPU.
already put on NAND?
I put on NAND, I put on both EEPROMs,
So you have only the RAM left.
the CPU, and then the RAM.
Isn't that the CPU on right now?
It's not soldered on.
Oh, you're just adjusting it.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, gotcha. How do you like the Weller?
It's alright. I mean, I'm forcing myself to use it because I don't use it enough. And I can't really give good advice to people who are using it if I haven't used it enough myself.
Yeah, I had to use it on Friday, and I found that I had to crank it up to 1010 in order to get it to do anything to a MacBook.
Oof. That was... I think I just accidentally touched the top of the CPU while everything was liquid.
Yeah,
Oops.
I saw that.
I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sure it's fine. I mean, those CPUs can, jiggle like at least 1/10 of a millimeter. I think I'm hitting a wall. Oh god, it's really fucking late at night. What time did we get here? Weller just
Like
shed a tear.
4 this
Did
afternoon.
we really?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like what always happens when it's like CPU party. Alright, we'll get your top RAM on there so that we can see if that works and get the hell out of here.
No, yeah, let's see what it does on DC power with no RAM first.
Oh yeah. I need to find out what time my eye doctor thing is tomorrow. It is really funny. Like I'm pretty sure I predicted back when we started that like which one should we work on? Like it took way too long to find cracked phones with CPUs that weren't cracked. I had to take off I don't know how many before it was like so laborious to find ones that didn't have internal shorts. Which further solidifies the idea that this is all stupid. Go for the 1V8 always resistor on the 8.
I don't have it memorized, but I'm getting just kind of a flash of current for a second.
There you go. But it should be 70 milliamps, right? With no RAM on an 8. Yeah, you got a short.
Yep. Yeah.
70. Close. You got 700.
Yeah.
You got a hotspot?
No. Which means that it's a solder ball underneath there.
Yeah.
Alright, well, that's...
See, I think it is, I don't know, you seem to be really fast on your CPU reball. I think you should just do it again. Because otherwise you'll never come back to that phone, and then you'll never know the result.
No, but it's really late.
It is really late. I think I'm going to change my mind on the idea of finding worthwhile cases and say that the iPhone 7 is different because you don't have to split apart the NAND. But I don't think that there are any cases. Like, I can't think of a single, well, I guess there's one ever. Well, all of these iPhone 6s and 6Ss that have been through a lawnmower or just have dead CPUs. They're just too fragile to survive that shit. So I think if I was going to do another CPU tools thing, I would pick one that already boots, which is the same fucking thing as everybody else that has ever done a CPU video, is watch this working phone still work, which is stupid.
Yeah, like they're always freshly wiped, like
Right.
stock home screen, no apps installed.
Yeah. I know. Or else it's just take one apart and transfer it to another work. Like, it's take a working, doesn't have anything wrong with it, not injured, not data recovery in any way, but a working phone, and then swap chips to another working phone. And that's just dumb. Alright, I think we're going to be done with our stream, and maybe one day we will edit. Let's see. Wow. Alright. The end.